Warning. The Era Survival podcast may contain harsh language and graphic depictions of gore and violence. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Dice and Stuff. Today we are going to be bringing you something a little different. If by different I mean we've done something like this before. Yes, that's right. We are going to be bringing you another round of Era Survival. This one is going to be called The Swarm. Here at the table with me to join in the wonderful burning that is The Swarm, we have
Rob,
Justine,
Sabrina.
And they are going to be playing...
I know!
They're going to be playing characters that are opposite to what they did in Runner's Run. For any of you who have not yet listened to Runner's Run, please go back and check it out. We had a whole lot of fun with it. The three of them played runners, running away from the swarm. Well, now they're going to be playing the Swarm. Just for the audience's sake, the Swarm is a group of humans from the far north of this world that have taken to the mentality of burn it all to ashes, kill the infection, and restart your civilization behind it in the ash fields. They've done quite well over the years doing this, burning everything to ashes. They have multiple greenhouses available. They make their own food. They make their own injection, which is not called injection. We called it serum in this one. So they have their own way of staving off the infection, and they do burn pretty much other civilizations on their way south. They tried diplomatic peace talks first to try to get them to join their cause and see their side of things. If they don't really do what they want, they take them as hostages, bring them to a place called Camp Resolution, and brainwash the ever-living crap out of them. And it is absolutely horrible, torturous, and they come out of it like a husk of a human being. They're pretty much slaves, and they have to be told everything, even like when to eat, when to sleep. So I'm going to immediately give every one of my player characters 2 slaves. Congratulations. We've already gone over the statistics for them, and we've already gone over all of the equipment that they have. So they each have 2 slaves. Justine, let everybody know the equipment on your slaves.
Okay, well, I have a slave named Mike, and he has a Molotov cocktail, a fuel pack, a flare gun, and a revolver, and he's male. And then, of course, I have a female slave, and her name is Sorsha, and she has a flamer and a fuel pack.
Now, the gear is the same for everybody else, but I hear everybody has named their slaves already differently. So, Sabrina, what are your slaves' names?
The name is Billy and Jana.
Billy and Jana?
Yeah, Jana's my one who's got the makeshift flamer on her.
Okay. I'm actually going to write that down. So, Jana has the flamethrower.
Yep.
And Sorsha.
And Sorsha has the flamethrower. And then, Rob?
I have 2 slaves. They're both dudes, and their names are 1 and 2.
Okay. Which one has the flamethrower?
2.
Who does number 2 work for?
Me. Well, the Swarm, but myself as an extension of the Swarm, and him as an extension of me.
All hail the Swarm.
So what we're going to do really quickly is I'm just going to go around the table, and I just want you guys to give a quick little synopsis of what kind of a character you're going to be playing for the campaign, just so people can get a little bit of your background. A lot more of it will come out as we play, but just a little bit of like who you are actually going to be. And we're going to start with the full-blooded Swarm member. We're going to start with you, Justine.
All right, my name is Liv Stockswood, and I was actually born into the Swarm. My parents were some of the founding members of the Swarm, so I have been in this since I was born, and I wholeheartedly believe that we are doing the right thing and that our society is the correct way to be. So I see burning as a necessity, and I see the slaves as people who are reformed and ready to do their duty by the Swarm. I'm also an explosives expert. I know how to use a flamethrower, and I'm well-trained with guns as well, so pretty skilled.
Excellent, excellent. And let's go to Robert.
My character's name is Quentin. He is a... What was the name for them? The Specials, I believe?
Ashen.
Ashen? Ashen. They're sort of higher-ranking members, is my understanding. More higher ranking than the sort of average rank and file. Quentin was not born into the Swarm like some of us who are so lucky to have been been so. Quentin is a former lots of things, kind of bandit, smuggler, maybe a little bit of human trafficking. He sort of got to a more comfortable portion of his life where he stopped putting himself in danger all the time, and then the swarm came a knocking, and rather than beat him, why not join him? Yeah, I'm nodding. You're nodding.
All
We're
right,
cool.
cool. Awesome. And Sabrina.
So my girl's name is Avery. She's a tall, well, not really tall. She's only 5'5", so average height. Shoulder length, brown hair, brown eyes. Dashing good looks, though. She's a bit of a talker, so much so that when they came across her burning a building full of bodies and stuff, she managed to talk her way into the swarm instead of, ending up as, say, slave 1 or 2. And she also knows a lot of medical stuff. It's probably how she's been able to stay alive this entire time.
Excellent. And just so everybody knows, there is a name, if you're going by the original era survival book, the Swarm do have people called, quote-unquote, as Rob was saying, specials. That is what you are going to be playing. They are specials, but you're specifically going to be in the Ashen cast. So the Ashens are the people that are responsible for going out and burning everything down. You are the front lines of the Swarm. You are never going to be any more than 7 days away from the Horde. They send out Ashen platoons to kind of scout the area, find out what's going on, send them on certain missions, but you're never going to be any more than 7 days away from the actual swarm. So if you need to turn around and run, if you need to send a message home, if you want to set a trap or whatever, again, 7 days, and they constantly move. So now that we have all that out of the way, we are going to begin. We begin just outside of a place called Camp Resolve. This is not Camp Resolution. Camp Resolve is a forward base approximately 12 miles from a place called the City of Iron Hill. The City of Iron Hill consists of exactly who you guys would think of in this universe. They are survivors. They have large, high iron walls that they built out of airport parts, and they've pretty much quarantined off an airport itself. So they have large buildings. They've turned the airport strip into like a shanty town, and they have everything all completely locked down. They have a deputy. They have patrols, security. They have no port access, but they have multiple runners. And this entire place was built upon what a lot of people outside believe to be a vault. So that's why they've been able to be so prosperous. They have their own government, and they're directly in the way of the Swarm. The Swarm is only, like I said, Camp Resolve is only 12 miles away. It's not that far. You have sent out multiple repeated strikes against the city. Every time you do, you lose. The Swarm has been failing repeatedly. This city has old world weapons from their vault that they can lay down suppressing fire on you from quite a ways away. And not to mention, your forces keep getting flanked by infected. They keep swarming you, ironically enough. So they've been holding fast pretty well. There is a constant slave burn line that is always at the ready. They swap out every once in a while, but they're always at the ready around Camp Resolve. And we are starting play in the city streets, and we're going to be starting with you, Robert.
That's me.
So, Robert, you're going to be walking through camp. There is the constant smell of ash in the area. There's absolutely nothing around you besides a thick, goopy layer of water mixed with ash in your area, because it's kind of got a little damp lately. And you're currently just kind of trudging through. You have been with this battalion of the Swarm for a little while now, probably close to 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Your guys' supply lines are fine. Like, you're not running out of food. You're not running out of ammo. You're losing a lot, so your higher ups have pulled back because you only have so many people. You don't want to just waste them. So it's that wonderful amount of boring where you're just waiting. So go.
Stop staring at me.
So exciting. Hooray, Camp
Well, I'm going to
Resolve.
pace up and down this street for probably the 30th time in the past hour, sweating profusely, stopping every 10 or 15 feet to take off my hat, wipe my forehead, put the hat back on, yell at 1 and 2 to go run ahead for a bit, and then come back, and then run ahead a bit, and come back. You have to exercise them.
So you'll continue doing this for most of the day.
I don't have the patience for this, but I don't have an option.
That is what I would like you, please, if you would, to roll me investigations, and I'm going to use... We're going to roll investigations and wits, please.
So to remind everybody in the audience, like me, this is a D10 system with successes based on target numbers.
Yep, this is the ERA D10 rule set. Your success target number is going to be, in this case, is going to be an 8. So roll them and see how many 8s you get. If you get more 1s than successes, then let me know. Otherwise, don't worry about it. And if you roll a 10, you get to roll it as another time to explode it.
Okay. Exploding 10s, botches don't take away from successes, but more botches than successes is a botch.
Right. And also remember, you can always choose to use a luck point. And remember, since we all chose to be on the neutral side, you all have that one free point for your karma that you can move around as you want.
Now, if I have equal successes and botches, I just count the successes.
Right.
I have 2 successes.
Okay. After about an hour of walking back up and down this road and just kind of doing your thing, you're going to see a man standing between 2 tents who is staring at you. Immediately, you start to get worried. You were not born into the swarm, so these people terrify you. He is one of the caste that is known as the Absidiary. They are the, I'm going to use teachers and or priests, for lack of a better term. These are the people that are responsible for making the slaves. And if they deem anyone does not have the true interest of the swarm at heart, you're taken away by these people to become a slave. Anyone in the swarm is susceptible to their opinion. They're also counselors, so if you're having a problem or if you're stressed for any reason, by all means come and talk to them. But always remember, if you do, you might not come back. And you've noticed with your 2 successes, you realize he's staring at you. Not your slaves, you.
That's bad, because I'm not getting anything done, because there's nothing to get done here in this horrible place. I mean, this wonderful city of Iron Mill. Wait, no, can't resolve. It's Iron Mill, it's the problem.
Iron Hills.
Iron Hills. Lots of the iron places are problems. So I need to look busy. So I need to storm off in a direction opposite from where the obsidiaries are staring at us.
Okay.
I'm taking my slaves with me, and I'm barking orders at them, making it look like we're doing something important.
You have a form of bluff, right?
What's bluff?
Persuasion.
Persuasion, I have that.
And I'm going to use charisma with it.
There's charisma.
Your difficulties are going to be 9s.
That's not great.
The other people would use willpower.
Oh, right. I have to roll opposed.
Yeah. For them, it's willpower. Or intelligence to detect lying.
I totally forgot. There's opposed in this.
It's just willpower.
I'll explode that.
Well, I have 4 successes.
Okay. Are you looking over your shoulder at all?
I'm trying not to.
I will let you not. So, from that point on, we have Live.
Live.
Yes.
Like Olivia.
Yep.
So, if you want me to set the scene here.
Go ahead.
I'm sitting cross-legged on the ground in a clear patch because everything's been burned away here. And I'm building or working on filling grenades or explosives of some kind. And you know how like a kid stores up snowballs for a snowball fight? You know, you make them really carefully and then you stick them in a pile and you've got a little pile of them. So that's what I'm doing, but with explosives.
Okay.
And I'm perfectly content to do this.
So you're pre-prepping all your C4 plastic explosives into small, like golf ball sized, or?
Yeah. Well, if I can, just make something, and as long as I can, stockpile them.
Because golf ball size is pretty good for C4.
That sounds good.
All right.
So
and
I'm
then, because then you're going to sync the remote detonator to your detonator.
Yeah.
For
And
every one of them.
I'm going to take my time, make them nice and perfect, make sure they're perfectly round, and stack them.
Explosives and intelligence, if you would, please. Difficulties will be 7.
So anything over a 7?
7 or up.
Okay. And then 10s explode and I roll another one.
Yep.
So 4 successes.
Okay. Not a problem.
Okay.
So how much C4 do you have, just so I know that I gave you, because I can't remember?
2 5-pound bricks.
You have 10 pounds of C4. Okay.
Yeah, remember you gave her a ton of it?
That's... Wow, okay. I can give you 20 C4 grenades if you make it all.
Well, we've been here a while, and that's all I'm doing, so yeah.
Okay. So you'll have 20 remote detonating C4 grenades.
So what I'm hearing is get the kid to the wall. We'll get into Iron Hills.
So as you're making these, that is when you're going to see...
The Obsidiary's not going to have a problem with me.
No, not at all. Avery, you're currently walking down one of the roadways.
Humming a lively tune.
Yeah, it's been fairly boring here, but you at least have been able to work with the Obsidiaries to help, like, medicine people.
Yep.
You've noticed they've been following you around a lot, watching you, but not in a creepy way.
That's fine. I'm invaluable.
They've been watching you very closely. So anyway, so you're just walking through the streets right now. You'll actually have one of them following that you know of, but he's trying not to be noticed, but you totally know he's following you.
I'm going to do the classic, stop to tie my shoe suddenly.
Yep. He'll just kind of stand there and turn and look around at the camp. He has no reason to hide, but...
Alright. I'm going to stand up and pretend to see him silently be like, oh, hello there.
Hello, my child.
How are you doing today?
We are doing wonderful. How are you?
Fine. Make sure you keep your socks dry or you're going to get rot foot.
Of course, thank you for the advice.
Are you looking for anybody in particular?
No, I was simply walking through the camp watching.
Oh, let's walk together then.
That would be delightful. And he'll walk with you. As you're walking through the camp with him, he will say, do you have any word from your alpha as to when the Ashen will be moving forward again? We should push again. And Alpha is your leader. Should have mentioned that earlier, but roll with it.
Have I gotten any word?
No.
None that I've heard of as of yet. Would you like me to go find out?
There will be no need.
Are you sure? I mean, it would honor me greatly.
We will find out when we find out.
Okay.
Robert, you are currently storming off from one area to the next with your slaves. You're going through, and you're going to turn around a corner, and when you turn around a corner, you're going to see another Ashen that you've seen in camp before, and then you're going to see she's walking and speaking with the Obsidiary, and you're coming face to face with both of them. Sabrina, you see the same thing because you're that other person. As you will all come face to face, and the Obsidiary will turn and look right at you, Rob.
Hello.
Yes. What?
Hello, Quentin.
The Obsidiary. You just gonna stand there?
Are you off doing orders?
I'm giving you like a little, kind of like a nod and then a shake of the head, like, I don't know what your answer should be, but you seem agitated.
I'm just getting my exercise.
He will reach out to put his hand on your shoulder.
I kind of ugh.
So you're
Little.
He
a little bit.
flinched.
He will tilt his head slightly to the right and continue and put his arm on your shoulder and will say, calm yourself, Quentin. I'm sure you will be allowed back into combat shortly.
Have you heard anything from the Alpha about anything?
No, I have not. Just getting a little restless is all.
As are we all. Very wise of you to bring them on exercise, Quentin.
Well, it's for their benefit and all, so...
They are a valuable resource.
You betcha.
Make sure they keep their socks dry so they don't get rot foot.
I give you kind of like a weird look. For those of you who are skilled at decoding looks, I'm like, where are you going to get wet feet in this place? I'm sure it's dry as a bone.
No, I already said there's like slushy ash stuff on the floor.
Bob.
The whole camp is
I watched the movie Good. Never mind.
The whole camp. By
I
the way,
don't give you a weird look then.
Justine, just so you know, you're not sitting on the ground. You'd be sitting on like the top of a crate.
Sure. That's what I said. I'm saying something dry.
Yeah. So he will keep his hand on your shoulder as he's just staring at you for a second.
So, you just gonna...
Why don't you join us for a walk?
Sounds like a great idea.
He will leave his hand. So I'll take his hand from your shoulder, and he will begin walking. So the two of you will walk, and your 4 slaves in total will follow behind.
I just chat about the daily goings on and stuff.
As you guys are doing this, you are going to see to the far left, and in your case, Justine, directly in front of you, but on the far side of the camp, you will all see a massive spout of flame just erupt from the edge of the camp and just spray out into the distance. And then you guys will hear the alarms.
Oh, thank God.
They're like battle alarms.
Finally. I mean,
You better get going, Quentin.
Go and join them.
I'm like giving you the look of like,
I'm
All
assuming.
right, 1, 2, go.
I'm assuming
start
I have
running.
a,
Take off at a half-hearted jog because I'm way overweight and
Yeah.
sweating in this heat.
I'm assuming I have a case of some kind I can put my C4
Oh, yeah.
grenades in. Okay,
Yep.
so that's have that.
Yeah, start loading it up.
I'm just staying there with the.
Obsidiary? Okay, so the
Obsidiary.
Obsidiary's just going to wait. So time skip forward. Rob, by the time you reach that area, it's already dealt with.
Of course it is.
They've burned about 15 infected, some of them that are strange and look more horse-like than human, that have tried to breach through the wall. And you can hear a couple of the Ashen that are talking. One guy's like, oh, I don't even understand. Why are they doing this? They've hit a different spot in our perimeter every day. As another one goes, what are you talking about? They're not intelligent. They're just beasts. Finish up and burn them. Ugh. As you'll see slaves moving forward to burn them. Then one will look at you and go, and where were you?
What do you mean they're hitting a different spot every time?
The infected are coming and hitting. I think it's fairly self-explanatory.
No, you don't understand. I heard the one guy talking and saying that they're stupid, but these are okay, you hit different places every time because you want to find out where the weak spots are. And when you find the weak spot, you dig your way in, and then you crawl right on in there, and nobody can find you.
We don't have a weak spot, do we?
Does this guy outrank me?
Not really, all the same rank. All the Ashen are all the same rank. However, any one of them can also be a whistleblower.
Yes, how dare you point out that there might be a flaw somewhere?
Now look, son. I know you're new to this. I say this because I assume he's younger than me because I'm an old man.
Yeah,
Oldish.
he is.
And I'm just going to talk condescendingly to him anyway. Now, I know you may be new to this, but any place has little hidey holes that you can crawl into.
Not here.
You know, I hope you're right.
I am. As he turns back to the perimeter.
Yeah, being right.
Yes.
Justine, you're going to be sitting there in the box making things. When you're going to hear behind, kind of to the right and beside you, you'll hear, Stockswood,
Uh-huh.
come with me, please.
Hold on. Pick up my case. Hand it to Mike.
Yep, Michael, take it.
All right. Where are we going?
Into the Alpha tent.
Ooh.
So you walk into the Alpha tent. In the Alpha tent, you are going to see a older man. He is not the Alpha, but this is the Alpha's tent. So they erect it in his honor, but he's not with you guys. He's with a different front. But you take orders from the person that he appointed.
Okay.
So counts as the Alpha adjunct.
Alpha Beta. Got it.
Okay, sure. You know what? Just for my own tongue twister, we'll call him the Alpha Beta. It's actually the Alpha adjunct, but whatever. So you'll enter into the tent, and you'll see the older man look up at you and go, ah,
I smile back at him.
Stockswood. Come give you a hug.
Hi,
You've known
Beta.
him all the... You can call him Beta, that's fine.
Yep.
Gives you a hug.
Hug him back.
Yep. I have reports, by the way. Your parents are doing fine on the other front.
Never doubted it.
Absolutely. In fact, they just helped destroy a chemical factory and push the children of Aqua back into the sea.
Haha.
It was a slight problem. Apparently, your parents managed to set off some form of a nuclear explosion, blew the whole town to pieces.
Hey, fire's fire, right?
So, are you having a problem there, keeping it together?
I'm good.
Fire's fire.
We've played too much Fallout.
I remember this.
Okay, go ahead.
So, your parents are going to pretty much purge that entire region, and we'll move from there.
I wish I was there, but here's going to be just as good.
Well, that's why I called you. Iron Hill's proving a problem. And before we get too far into it... Ah, there they are. You'll see 3 other Ashen walk in. He goes, hello, everyone. By the way, you've known all these guys for your whole life. You guys are through and through Swarm, born into it. Yeah. He goes, okay, now all 3 of you listen up. All 4 of you, sorry. Listen up. There is a serious problem going on in Iron Hill. We can't get too close to them, but we also have not yet been able to surround them.
I'm nodding at everything he says.
Mm-hmm. Word has it that there's been runners seen on the south side of the city that have been coming in and out with fresh ammunition and supplies. We need to cut that off now.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, sir. The 4 of you are going to take off. Staggered timing, separate directions, east and west. You can take another squad with you. 2 other Ashen, your choice. You're going to move yourself around outside of their artillery range and get your way to the southern road and work on a coordinated attack to take down those runners. Try to take them alive if possible. If not, incinerate them. Understood?
Understood.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, if you see anything out of the ordinary, or any way that you think we could exploit, do it. Yes, sir. What about the patrol, sir? Shouldn't we try to make there first? They're your secondary priority. If we can take down that city, we won't need to worry about the supply route now, will we? Yes, sir.
Have we sent a diplomat in to talk to them yet?
Yes.
What happened?
They cut his head off and they cut his head off and stuck it on a pike outside their front gate and threw his body over the wall.
I think we have our answer then.
Absolutely. If you'll have noticed, we have double the amount of subsidiaries here that we normally do. We're going to need all of them. The population of Iron Hill is large. We'll probably have to temporarily abandon the position just simply to bring everybody back up to Camp Resolution. But we'll get there.
Sounds good.
In the meantime, Ashen, watch yourselves. Apparently, our mission that your parents were on, the front vanguard of the Ashen, were caught in the nuclear explosion. So, we still gained the territory, but it was at a great loss. And yes, your parents are fine. And yes, so are yours, James. He goes, woo, thanks for that.
I clap him on the shoulder.
Yeah. All right. You have your orders. Each one of you select 2 other Ashen to come with you. Take their team with you. Don't take Jacobs, for crying out loud. Sir, the subsidiaries are watching him. Don't take him. Why are they watching him, sir? Because they think he's stealing. Yes, sir. The subsidiaries are watching 1 or 2 more, but they won't tell me who. So, feel free.
All right.
Dismissed. Oh, you leave as soon as the sun goes down. And don't worry about blazing a trail before you get to the southern side. Just get there. Yes, sir. So you will leave.
Mm-hmm. Rejoin my slaves outside.
Yep, they'll just stand there and look at you.
Huh. So, look at the 2 of them. We need to find 2 other Ashen that'll complement us. I always talk to them, just,
Yeah, bouncing ideas off of someone.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm going to get to Avery first if I can. Good to have a healer along.
Yeah, good idea. Said a guy next to you as he walks out.
Hey!
What? Whoever gets to her first.
Don't go stealing that idea.
Whoever gets to her first.
Mike, go!
He goes, I left mine at my tent.
That'll teach you.
So as you're laughing there, Sabrina, you and the subsidiary are just still walking.
Chatting about this and that.
When all of a sudden, a slave guy runs up to you, goes, do, stops in front of you.
Hello.
And what was your name?
Liv.
Liv. He goes, Liv has selected you.
Adam, do I know Liv?
Yeah, you would know her.
For?
A mission, I think.
Oh.
She told me to come get you.
Oh, why, thank you. Where is she?
There.
Okay, well, can you let her know that I'll be right there?
Yes.
Thank you.
And he runs.
I'm going to turn to the subsidiary. If you pardon me, I must go. Apparently there's a mission. You said you were wondering if the Alpha had something for us. This might be it. Would you like to come along?
There is no need.
Okay. Well, good luck in case I don't see you before we leave.
To you as well.
Yes. Hopefully this infected thing gets cleared up shortly.
I'm sure it will.
Take care.
And he'll nod at you and you'll run off.
I'll run.
Or run. Yeah, whatever.
I'm walking briskly.
Fair enough. Also, just so everybody knows, part of the thing about being in the swarm, because when you said you had longish hair, right? You said?
Yeah, it's shoulder length.
Shoulder length. Okay. Usually, and you would have this done too, obviously, absolutely. Usually they cut it right off to nothing. So it can't get parasites in it, infected can't grab it, that kind of thing. Since you, mostly Sabrina, are mostly a talker and a medicine person, they're okay with it, and you're also not born in. So they'll let it slide.
I've been trying to persuade them that since I look like a regular person, people are more likely to talk to me while we're out places.
Which is fine. They'll let it go.
I've got a really bad comb over, so that's my excuse.
They'll let the baldness slide.
Mine's dirty blonde, chopped and shaggy.
Yep. So, Avery, eventually you'll link up.
Hello, Liv.
Avery. Good. Wanted to make sure I got to you first.
Well, technically you did. She
Lucky.
gestures to Mike.
The other guy goes, lucky.
Luck had nothing to do with it. I need your suggestions on who to take for a third. Need somebody to complement the two of us.
Well, what are we doing?
A mission. But I've got, obviously, explosives and gunpowder, and you've got your charm and winning personality, so we need somebody with neither of those things, but some other skill.
It's as if the planet was smiling upon us this day.
So that means you have an idea?
Oh my, yes.
Perfect.
The perfect gentleman to complement our group.
All right. Who?
Well, I believe his name is Quentin. He's a rather
I know
portly
Quentin. I know
fellow.
Quentin.
Yes, and he's quite eager to get out.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Last time I saw him, he was striding quickly in the direction of the fire earlier.
Look over in that direction. Do I see a portly man?
Yes, you do.
I think I see him. All right, Sorsha, you want to go grab Quentin, let him know that he's needed over here, and bring him back if you can?
Shall run.
Well, that's that, so we should get ready. Get your supplies. We're going to be going on a mission. We might be gone for a few days, and we got to make our way around to the other side of the Iron Hill City.
Are we going in at all?
No. Well, I mean, not if we don't find an easy way.
Okay.
All right.
Quentin, you're gonna
Well, that's me.
You're gonna be walking back away from the perimeter guard, and you'll see a slave running towards you, and she walks right up to you and grabs you by the wrist,
I didn't do it.
and she goes, "You are needed for a mission.
I mean, well, yeah, of course I am. Yeah, what's the mission?
Liv Stockswood would like to see you."
Live, and I'm kind of scratching my head.
Waving in the distance.
As you're scratching your head in the distance, you'll see a person waving at you.
The youngin' who's waving at me.
She looks back. Yes.
All right, well, go on, lead the way.
And she'll run back. Full speed.
I will walk.
Yep.
It's too much running.
Yeah.
Not good for you.
Eventually he will arrive.
All right. Well, we're ready to go. So, Quentin, what about you? Do you need anything else?
Where are we going?
We're going on a mission. It's probably going to take us a few days, and we're going to be looping to the far side of the Iron Hill City. So, whatever you need.
And what are we doing?
Well, I figured that would be something we could talk about on the road more specifically. But, we're doing what we do.
Okay. I will go to my, I assume we have tents or something.
Yep.
We'll go to my tent. I'll get
Leave
my
it
things.
darkness.
After the fact, we leave in darkness. All right. So everybody will go and gather all their gear up and get everything all ready for the mission. You're going to be gathering near James's team. James's team is going to be leaving ahead of you, and then it's going to be your turn to go after him because you're staggering. Because since you snagged her, he says we get to go first.
All right.
All right. So his team of 3 and 6 will go. And then you guys wait about an hour or two, and then you'll get to go. So as you're sitting there, it's just about the second hour. You could go technically at any time, but you're just kind of standing around through the tents. So as you're all standing around waiting after the 2 hours, I'd like you all to please roll me a investigation and a wits. If you don't have investigations, please use luck and wits. Difficulties are 7s. Except for if you're using luck, then the difficulties are 10s.
All right. Well, because I'm using luck and difficulties 10s, I have 2 1s.
Oh, snap.
Cool.
At least I didn't botch.
But nothing?
No, I got nothing.
Okay.
Well, if there's something to see, I see it with 7 successes.
Okay. That's kind of ironic because what is happening is you guys are getting ready to go, right? And as you're getting ready to go, that is when you are going to... Well, Sabrina, I'll give this to you even though you got no successes because you have to be failing and botching, i.e.,
Yep.
live there. You will see on the far side of the camp, you'll see another fire burst,
Well, that can't be good.
but it's in a totally different spot than it's been before.
What?
Whereas, Robert, you totally realize, yeah, something's checking your defenses.
I knew it! I knew it! I told him he didn't know it, and I told him that I knew it, and that he was an idiot, and I knew it, that stupid little whippersnapper.
As you're saying what, you'll hear in the distance, because you got 7 successes, you will hear 2 subsidiaries who are standing there going, "No, his name is Quentin. Have you seen him?" So,
Well, it's time to get going. We're out of here. Days wasting.
We should probably leave while there's a distraction going on.
Yeah, okay, it's time.
You, now, I'm looking down on them, kind of like all parental-like.
How
Especially
tall
like
are
the
you?
little one. Not very tall. 5'8".
Okay.
Maybe I'm looking up at you all parental-like.
No. You're looking down. I'm
Especially the little
1.55.
one. You,
Not little, I'm 5'6".
you got,
but-
you got everything you need with you, right, honey?
Yeah.
I think she's
Everything
leading
you-
this mission.
Everything you might want.
Didn't I tell you that a few hours ago? Come on, let's go.
I'm just making sure that you got everything you need. Just in case. All right, come on, let's go. Well, lead the way.
I was gonna say.
What are we doing again?
I'm taking point.
Take point. And you'll make your way out of the camp into the...
Into the hula.
Sorry about that.
The swarm got him.
I know.
Not the swarm. The infected. Either or.
So you'll make your way out of the encampment, and you'll make your way into the complete pitch darkness, and then from there through a field, and then into a forest.